We're going to shift gears and take a look at this game that I've had my eye on for a little while. I think since last year. This is a sci-fi, sci-fantasy, space RPG, epic opera thing being created by a couple different devs from around the community. It's a full team. This is aimed at what looks like being a AAA RPG that plays on combat, plays on space travel, and it plays on time dilation. There's like some interesting details. It's like you get your sort of Mass Effect style game, but there's this whole thing of you travel faster than light. So every time you return to the place you're coming back from, everything has changed, which has kind of the energy I got when they were first advertising the first Fable, that you could like come back and this outpost you saved turned into a town and this plant you planted grew into a tree, that kind of stuff. I'd be interested to see how much they play with time, but I wanted to dive in a little bit with some of the details because they've released actually quite a bit of stuff on this over the last few months. They're going very in depth, and some of you might be interested in this. I think this will probably be something we follow regularly here on this channel or on the main channel. I'll probably stream this if it's looking good, and ultimately it has my interest. I'm not quite convinced on it yet, but it looks interesting. Also, keep in mind, I know this affects some people, it is being produced, published, paid for, maybe, by Wizards of the Coast. So it is linked to Hasbro, and I know some people don't like that, but why don't we start out by watching the trailer here? Please don't copyright me.
She was not only brilliant, but courageous. To save her planet, she was willing to sacrifice everything and travel to the stars. As a frontier world, we were barely hanging on, desperate. We tried digging up our past to find the key to our future.
Max, we need to head back. There's too much interference.
Hold on, I'm getting a reading. I can't.
Max!
Why do I feel like their faces look weird, like their eyes are really big or something?
Max!
I'm all right.
What she found that day
Oh, perfect.
was a miracle. It would be our salvation. And she used that ship to explore the far-flung corners of the galaxy. A traveler on the hunt for celestial treasure.
Careful, Max.
The data
Classic.
structure is incredibly
Hey, we're gonna make a space game, and you're gonna look for ancient alien artifacts. Original.
This is it. Tom, stay down.
She put her life on the line to bring back artifacts to put us on the path to
Yeah, faces are a little off, right?
She risked everything.
No, this isn't a crypto game. This is a regular, not even competitive Star Citizen or something, or Squadron. This is just an RPG. This is like a Starfield, Mass Effect kind of competitor, I think.
Time and again. But despite her bravery,
We need to have space games where we are the aliens leaving the artifacts.
lucky for us, she made it home safely. While she was alive, she was too humble to speak of her adventures. But at least we, her descendants, can honor her memory. Thank you all for visiting the museum today, and safe travels tomorrow.
What about today? No safe travels today? He's like, die on your way home.
Hey, that's off limits.
It's too bad. She's got magic. Or he. Somebody.
She was always charging head first
They.
into the darkness. I was always one step behind, looking for the light switch. The Celestials hunted us down. I knew they'd keep chasing us until they ripped our ship apart.
Come on!
Dude, these people don't even have their helmets on. What's wrong with somebody? Press helmet in chat. They would die so fast. Like, what if there's a pocket of vacuum in that escape pod? You don't know. Put your helmet on. I think it's just her eyes. For some reason, her face just looks really unproportional.
So, I led them away from this world. Away from her.
Disproportional?
We both knew the cost of using the gates. When
Anti-proportional.
you travel at light speed, time slows to a crawl. It was only days for me, but an entire lifetime passed for her.
So that's like, this is basically just explaining how the game works, but this whole idea of traveling at the speed of light and then passing a whole bunch of time is pretty centered to the game, I think. And I saw somebody say, yeah, this is the Matthew McConaughey space game.
And in the chaos of those final moments, we never said goodbye.
No, come with me! Wait! Please! Tom! I love you.
Maybe you should have put your helmet on. I think you're your own player in this game. Like, you get to customize a player. He's like, so you're old, huh? Got any cool pictures of back in the day? We don't know when this comes out. I'm thinking this is looking like a 2026, maybe 2027 kind of game. So they started teasing this a couple of years ago, and I think it passed from pre-production into real production last year. So actually, this might be more 27, 28. Not really. Like, this, can you even trust release date expectations anymore? So that's the trailer. It says a new AAA science fiction action adventure role-playing game franchise from Archetype Entertainment. Now, if we look up Archetype Entertainment, they've got industry veterans. That's what they like to. The big sort of thing that this is known for is like, oh, they've got some pretty big deal old BioWare people working on this, which is important to a lot of people. BioWare did good stuff. They're based out of Austin, Texas, created by the Wizards of the Coast. They were supposed to make new intellectual properties like Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering. They've drawn talent like James Olin from BioWare, the studio head of, and Drew Karpyshyn, which I think was the writer for... Yeah, I think this guy wrote the Mass Effect games, the Knights of the Old Republic games. Yeah, senior writer on Knights of the Old Republic, senior writer on the first two Mass Effects, and he's also been working on the Baldur's Gate games. So, like, they've got good talent in leading positions here. James Olin is the lead at the studio, and he was the creative director at BioWare for 2 decades. He oversaw things like Jade Empire, Knights of the Old Republic, the Mass Effect games. These people aren't jokes. Industry veteran because you have to have 17 years. I mean, these people, they've got great names to draw more people, right? You get those tent poles. They've also got another former BioWare member, Chad Robertson, who was brought on board as vice president and general manager. That was in 2020. A month later, the writer came on board. He said, "My passion has been rekindled. The feel in this studio reminds me of my early days at BioWare. I can feel the magic in the air." So, like, I know some people will be like, "Oh, it's Hasbro. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to take care of it." But a lot of very successful things have been published by pretty crappy entities. And that's a whole other conversation. I don't think it's worth writing it off just because of the publisher. It's kind of like what people do with like Ubisoft games. And I understand Ubisoft is having some trouble, but the studio can make a big difference compared to the publisher. And we don't really know this studio. This will be their first game. So it'd be interesting to see just where this goes. But let's see, what's something to know if you're looking into this? We got continue the story. Talking lore, ancient ruins, returning to home, green worlds. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is like this is like lore stuff you can read through to, I guess, get some more of the fiction. Yeah, all of this is like little things that probably build out the universe, which I'm here for. I like that kind of stuff. I love reading the lore pieces from Star Citizen. But the thing we get with Star Citizen also is our ability to also at least try something. It's not a great experience, but you get to jump in and try it. So getting this lore isn't the only information you get. Let's see if there's anything else we can find out about this. All right, gameplay features. Intense action combat, they said. The fight for survival has consequences. I do like consequences. Look at this guy. He's mean. He's menacing. He's got fingers. The way of the traveler is hard and unrelenting. What if they were like, the way of this game is easy and relenting? Prepare. So, mere survival will be a constant battle. What is survival? Why is it difficult? The journey of the traveler is relentless. We already read this. Skipping forward, rival human dynasties vying to claim what's yours. Monstrous creatures hunting you across perilous landscapes. Alien civilizations hostile towards your plight. Most dangerous of all, among the distant stars you may face the Celestials themselves. What is this? Some kind of advanced alien race that's been around for much longer than us and is related to the vast amounts of tech we'll be finding? Their intellect, technology, and weapons are far more advanced than your own. Okay. Surprise. Celestials. I wouldn't... At least make it sound like you didn't pull this from like somebody's literal space RPG starter guide. We're flying vast distances. We're what was the other thing they said that they were finding alien artifacts and fighting the Celestials. Constantly outnumbered and overmatched, you must rely on a combination of stealth, ingenuity, and firepower to defeat your foes using your unique genetic gifts. You must build an arsenal of weaponry and equipment that combines the best of human tech with salvaged celestial remnants. So this is very much a you're the hero story. I think we got that from the trailer already. And you are using the alien technology as well. Pretty standard, straightforward. This really didn't tell me much about survival, though. I thought they were going to talk about maybe survival aspects inside the game. Next gameplay opportunity, explore the stars. Exploration makes sense. The secrets of the universe are infinite, and a traveler's search for answers is never ending. And to save your homeworld, you must first leave it behind. Your epic journeys will take you across the systems of the vast Centauri cluster. With each exodus, you will visit uncharted and often hostile worlds in the hunt for celestial remnants. Whether exploring the ancient ruins of long-dead civilizations. Okay, good. Mark it off your bingo card. Interacting with strange alien culture and societies or infiltrating deadly celestial strongholds, you must unearth what has been hidden and rediscover what has been lost. Progression. Okay, game progression. I began as a simple salvager, scavenging ancient tech from abandoned ruins on our homeworld. From these humble beginnings, I became a legendary explorer of distant stars and worlds, a traveler, hunting for ancient celestial tech and weapons. But you must become something even greater. Jun, not just a traveler, but something more. You've been blessed with unique genetic gifts that will allow you to control celestial technology in ways far beyond those of ordinary humans. You must learn to harness your powers and unleash your full potential. You must rise to the challenge and embrace your destiny. Humanity is on a path to extinction, and you are the only one who can save us. Time dilation. Here we go. As a traveler, your calling is to journey to the stars. Each exodus comes at a cost. Traveling at the edge of light speed opens the farthest reaches of the universe to you, but things will not be the same upon your return. The impact of time dilation is increased by the speed at which you travel. At light speed, time slows down. Days for you will become decades or even centuries back home. And all that you love and care about will change while you're gone. The world you fight so hard to save will be changing and evolving while you are left behind. To secure the future, you must survive, sacrifice the present. This is the price all travelers must pay. Dude, what are they like? What? They're not explaining anything here. Okay, extraordinary companions. Throughout your travels, you must always be on the search for potential allies, human or otherwise. From your homeworld, there will be those who share your dynasty's vision and flock to your cause, among the awakened and the changelings. You may find some of your most loyal followers in the never-ending war against the Celestials. Choose the best among them to stand with you. No matter their origins, these companions bring unique skills and backgrounds that will prove invaluable as you face the uncertainties of the universe together. Whether you fail or succeed, it helps not to go it alone. Okay, this feels like if you were advertising Mass Effect in 2002. Like years before they were like, okay, they're not even showing us who our companions might be. This isn't even like, here are the art assets for the companions we have. Here are their personalities or what they do specifically. These are actual just paragraphs that don't even describe the gameplay. This is almost lore. Star Citizen, this is like reading a Star Citizen ship sales page, but without the stats. At the very least with Star Citizen, you're understanding what you're getting from the ship in terms of like missiles and components and stuff. That stuff may change, sure. But this is like getting all of the spicy flavor text of the ship where they're like, this ship can fly from system to system, giving you your ultimate long-distance deep space probing fantasy. It's not dirty. And then nothing else. So, not gonna lie, okay, here we go. The Traveler's Companions. Oh, hey! Okay, we've got two. Why not put those in the... Okay, weird. As part of your journey, you will be joined by a cadre of diverse and dedicated companions, each extraordinary. We look forward to introducing them to you in the coming months. That's better than it looked a couple minutes ago. Tom Vargas. Cool, he's got some art to him. Okay, we were learning things. Over the next 10 years, he traveled across the Centauri cluster, working as part of the crew on a variety of different missions. He learned to fight when his crew was killed. Then on a routine delivery to Lydon, he met and bonded with other travelers, convincing Tom to stay in Persepolis. This was the beginning of the transition to becoming a traveler. So this is one of our friends. And then this, Elise. Wow, this looks like she's trying to be, what was her name from Mass Effect 2? Nova? Jax. That's right, thank you. A blunt, no-nonsense sleeper from the 23rd century Earth, Elise is an experienced mercenary weapons expert and former gang member. If Elise has your back, it means she's in front of you, clearing a path. She's the muscle you want by your side for any encounter across the cluster. She's a weapons expert with a biting, sarcastic sense of humor that disguises a deep-seated sense of loss. She still partially remembers Earth, and if she has a soft spot, it's her desire to find meaning in the fragmented memories she's retained of those final chaotic years before the Ark ships departed. So that's what we know of characters. The Celestials are... Oh, these guys with the shooting guns. So these are the bad folks. 25,000 years of evolution separate those now arriving in Centauri on Ark ships from Earth, eventually finding and following the green signals sent up by those first human inhabitants who found the Centauri cluster and claimed it as humanity's new home. Over the millennia, they have changed. Those early humans have been replaced by something more. Oh, so these are humans. These are just humans over 25,000 years. Could we change like that over 25,000 years? I guess if you just focus on your cheekbones. That's all you just gotta shave and like make sure you get in them cheeks. So these are the bad folks. I guess they're not an ancient alien species. They're just more ancient than we are. So we got our enemies, we got some companions, and we've got the Traveler, who is what we are supposed to be. You are June, the heir of Orion Aslan, a legendary traveler. Hunter of secrets and alien technology, inheriting the gift born of neural induction. You are able to interact with celestial technology unlike other humans. So it's a chosen one hero story. Very much sounds similar to Mass Effect. I mean, that makes sense. Like ancient alien tech, creating a gang of friends. They all have different powers. I think the most difficult thing to do with a game like this is build a convincing IP and a good story. None of this stuff we're reading really hits, right? It doesn't matter to us. It's all lore. We're reading lore, but the lore isn't important. And getting people invested in this kind of stuff through short stories, through the actual gameplay involved around them, through just like age and time and players being able to spend time looking at this is important. Or else you just look like another space game. For instance, I think the strongest thing that Starfield has going for it is the fact that they did effectively set up a pretty good IP that you can make more games off of in the future. Starfield, the first game, may not have popped off like people wanted to, but it still set the stage for a really good set of games, much like Mass Effect 1 did. And I think if this game is going to want to succeed, first they need to actually sell people on at least their plans for gameplay and like the uniqueness. I know they've had some interviews where they talk about the time dilation, and they keep mentioning that as the kind of how this game is going to stand apart, but they got to prove that out. This needs something to make it look more special. The thing I'm most excited for is just the fact that space games are getting popular again. Like, they've been popular here and there throughout the ages, but the 2010s were super, super quiet for space games. And I think games like No Man's Sky, Elite Dangerous, and even Star Citizen have done a good job of bringing attention back to the genre. And it's very possible we might not see RPGs like this if that kind of stuff hadn't happened. We might not have seen Starfield if they didn't think that people actually wanted space games. So I hope this does succeed, just for the fact that we could use more people in the genre getting excited. Games like this, if they are good, will lead people to other games that you play in the space genre, like Star Citizen. It's just a matter of people experiencing things in this game and seeing what it is they actually like. Yeah, if you take out the sales pitch, you basically just got a group-based RPG with time dilation and space exploration, but not really much detail outside of that, at least not that we've seen today. So here's the timeline. The timeline starts 2200 AD, so in 200 years about. Fleeing a dying Earth, governments and other powerful organizations begin launching fleets of Ark ships out into the galaxy seeking a new home. Dawn era, several Ark fleets reach the Centauri cluster. 16,000 light years from Earth, they discover hundreds of densely packed star systems with thousands of potentially habitable planets. Send out the green world signal to summon the rest of the Ark ships. 24,000 years. Centauri's early history is marked by the violent rise and fall of interstellar empires. Holy crap. With the aid of genetic engineering, the citizens of these constantly warring cultures rapidly change and evolve. See, these are the interesting parts that'll get you more drawn in. That gives you chances to do trailers and stories that don't follow the actual main game, but look at the history. 30,000 years. In the aftermath of the Formation Wars, a powerful celestial species called the Elohim rise to prominence. The Elohim construct the gates of heaven, an interstellar network linking all the systems of Centauri, heralding in a new age of exploration and trade. And then 11,000 years after that, a long-lost human Ark fleet arrives in the Malakbel system and establishes a colony on the moon of Lydon, building atop ruins left behind by a long extinct celestial civilization called the Detenir. After 2 centuries of struggling existence, a human traveler named Orion emerges as the leader. So technically, the ancient civilization are humans that have evolved over a couple 10,000 years. Not super long in terms of evolution, but long enough, I guess, to create some divides and some conflict. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on this. I just wanted to make sure you guys had a little update on what's going on here, because I think this could be an interesting game in the future, but still a little bit too early to tell. A lot of marketing, a lot of explanation. We'll wait till there's more to sink our teeth into, but hope you got something from this update.